Now we're live.
We are live. There we are. We're live.
We're live.
All right. Tonight, Shanti Niven could not be with us. She is not feeling well. She's had a little issue that's kind of bothered her for a while, so she's recovering from that. And tonight we're going to be talking about something that's going on and something a lot of people are talking about, and that is the issue that happened with the officers and George Floyd, who was killed by these officers. Clearly, if anybody's seen that video, it is no question in my mind. And it's heartbreaking to see that man who was getting his life together, and he had a daughter, he has a fiance, he's doing good. It's crazy. But so we want to talk about that. And, you know, we talk about, I often say, I choose love again. And I say again, and I choose love, because we often forget in our outrage or our anger about choosing love again the next day. Sometimes it's hard to. When somebody's done you wrong, forgiveness is hard to do. Choosing love again, and choosing love again in your heart immediately can change your whole direction of your day, what goes on with the rest of your week, the rest of your month. Martin Luther King said, "Hate begets hate. Violence begets violence. Toughness begets a greater toughness. We must meet the forces of hate with the power of love." It's a powerful statement. And it's true. And I think in the past, we didn't really, as much go for that belief. But it's so true. Look at Gandhi. Look at what has, and this incident here. But tonight's message is about love. It's about the good people in these protests that aren't as clearly, it took three of us in order to find maybe 20 stories out of all the stories that have gone on about George Floyd and this wrongful death, to find the good stories of people helping people. And there just weren't a lot to be found. There's not, but we're going to be talking about that and those people and how they're helping other people, where they're at, what they're doing. They're uniting across the United States, from city to city, town to town. There are people marching, protesting in anger of what's going on here. And these people are uniting from all races, all groups, everything. They're all coming together. I don't know anybody who cannot see that that was a wrongful death. And that hopefully for all of us, there's peace in all of this, resurrection of a new beginning for what happens here. This has happened too many times. This is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. I can't even understand it.
Many people can't understand it, David. That's why we're choosing to focus on love and finding the good, because every day may not be good, but there's something good in every day.
There can be. I agree. And it's bothered me for, the division that's being created, the wrongful division, and miscommunication in multiple varieties. Some people who think they're doing good, I question what are they doing? So, hey, Kathy, hey, Kelly, how are you? So that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about all the good things that are going on. There's a lot of good stuff going on. There's a lot of police mixing with everyone else, and that's what our show's about tonight. And here we go.
All they do is talk, talk. Talk, 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 talk. All they do is talk, talk.
I take Shanti's line.
Look, no, I was gonna see. Catherine thinks that I'm amazing too. So thank you, Catherine. And hi,
Oh, there you go. She is. Yep. Give her all the credit, not me. I'm nobody.
Do I get the hearts? You know, I think that on Facebook Live, I don't know what you did, but instead of us being side by side, like when you're with Shanti, it's just showing whoever it is that's speaking. So you need to change the view because I don't want to be big on the camera. Yeah.
Did that change it?
I want to be side by side with you.
Did that
right
work?
Now it's just my big old noggin on the screen.
Did it work now?
Hi, Jeffrey. Yeah, here we go.
Okay.
You're
all right.
there. You're right there.
Not sure what I did there.
I'm not sure, but we're good.
All right. So hey, Greg, how are you? Jeffrey? Jeffrey Lee, Daniel Lofi's here. We're all here. We're all coming in between. He says there's a large difference between protesting, looting, pillaging, and destroying property. There is, and some people are thinking that that's right because maybe it gets more awareness. That's what some people's view is on that, and I'm not sure I completely agree with that myself. I think, as we can see, hey Jay, how are you? Everybody is together and united in this. This is a time for us to come together as the human race and do something to absolutely fix this issue, that we don't have to come back to this again. It's gone on for a long time. Multiple issues, multiple incidents. It's ridiculous. It is uncalled for. It is, I mean, that video was, if you saw it.
And
but
honestly, it's across the board, David. It really is. I mean, it doesn't matter your socioeconomic background, your nationality, your race, or even what country you live in. I mean, across the world, everybody sees how vile and heinous that was. That's not the issue. And I don't think that there's any person that's arguing that fact. But we need to come together like you and I were talking, that darkness does not drive out darkness. Violence does not stop violence. Hate does not drive out hate. You can be in the most dark room, the blackest and darkest of rooms where there isn't a shred of light, and all you need is a crack, a tiny little crack, and that light will dispel the darkness.
Right.
So that's why today's show is all about finding the good and trying to change everybody's focus rather than feeding on everything that's going on, which is absolutely bringing everybody's to the boiling point. It's stress and anxiety.
Yeah.
But
I don't know anybody who doesn't have the same opinion about what went on there, and the justice needs to be served. That we need, we need to get this fixed. This is a problem, and we don't want to see this stuff anymore. We don't want to see that. And you're on Talk with the lovely Tanya Griggs and just me, Dave Lofi. And don't forget to subscribe, to our YouTube channel. Sign up on our Real Talk page. Maybe get in our Instagram. We got all kinds of stuff going on. We were going to actually stream live tonight on YouTube and Twitch at the same time. We were going to do that tonight, but we had some other stuff that came about. We weren't able to work on that. Everybody kind of put the team together to kind of get all of these topics together so quickly because it was so hard to find them. It was ridiculous as how many of the good stories there were hard to find. They're out there. I don't say they're not out there, but they're far between, right?
I think that, thank you, Kelly. I think that one of the reasons it was hard to find, it's not that the stories aren't out there, because there are people that are sharing them. The problem is that it's not as sensational and doesn't continue to drive clicks and likes, and the media is going to stick with, what they want to flow, where they want the flow to go, if you think about it. So the stories are out there. Once you find them, there are several stories. It's not at the top of the search engine.
Yeah.
They're going to do a little bit.
Right. Yeah, a little digging.
Daniel wants to know where Shanti is. And Daniel, I hope that one day you like me too. Yeah, so she was not able to be here tonight, and I haven't screwed up yet, so I'm still on probation until I mess up.
You're still on probation.
Still on probation. I'm sure she'll be back. And I know, hey, Nicole is here. I'm so happy my girlfriend Nicole's here. She can help share some good stories. So Daniel, we'll let Shanti know that you were thinking about her and missing her for sure. And she'll be back, I guarantee you.
Yeah, sure.
You're not stuck with me.
Or me.
No, he's stuck with you.
You're stuck with me.
He is stuck with you. in more ways than one.
Nicole's your friend, huh?
And
Nicole.
Nicole, yeah, Larrabee. She is a sweetheart. She has 3 great kids and has been staying home. And I bet you she can share some really wonderful stories about how people have been reaching out to her. She has a daughter, Leonie, who had a transplant. So definitely a kidney transplant is very high on the COVID list as far as being susceptible to getting any kind of infection. Actually, not
Sure.
prior to this, because of the possible rejection. And Leonie just barely had the surgery. She's graduated high school, I think it was last June. So she's a young girl. And so Nicole's been taking care of her kids, but they've been spending a lot of family time and sharing some great stories about bicycle rides and stuff, and they're doing in the backyard together, her teenagers and a young child. So there are some good stories out there. Oh, Daniel, thank you so much. Okay, I feel better. Show's over. I'm good. Daniel
I
likes
like
me
you
too.
too. Just better.
I'm good.
All right.
Okay.
You've made it
Hold
on
on.
his good list.
I'm on his good list.
You're in now. Nothing else to do, right? Greg
Yeah.
Kingston, sensational. You nailed it. Tanya, the media sells the sizzle, not the steak.
Right.
True.
Well,
And
and Catherine.
oh,
Yeah.
I raised my kids to love everybody regardless of race or ethnicity. I was raised that way. It just kills me that so many people focus on race or ethnicity. We are all about the same regardless, and it is just kills me that people cannot accept who we all are.
Yeah.
And we're all humans. We're all of the human race. We all bleed red, you know? And this is people you need to everybody agrees.
Yeah.
This is a uniting feature of where people come together, unite, bring this country to the next level and fix this issue. I'm tired of seeing this, these things where an incident like this happens. It's insane. But anyways, Jeffrey Lee says, sending blessings and loving energy to Shanti.
Absolutely.
I will tell her.
Yeah, and she'll see this. Absolutely. If she's not already watching it, she will definitely, trust me. She'll go back and look.
Yeah, I wonder if she's watching. She didn't say if she's going to watch or not. So
I don't know. Oh, and Sherry Couch, she says, good evening from Kentucky.
All
So
right,
I'm thinking
hi,
it's
Sherry.
probably about 8:15 or so there. You're about 2 hours ahead, I think, Mountain Time, right? So let's get into the stories. We have some good stories.
Let's talk about these stories. So a lot of these are some of the things we've seen in pictures. We're in Minneapolis. Sanford Middle School requested from the community 85 bags of food to help the local families. So these people, you've probably seen this picture where their communities are out. They're gathering food for the people who are going through some of these issues where they're needing food in these areas because things are gone, right? So, so those people are trying to help. There's 20,000 bags of bread, fruit, and more. They got a lot of stuff that they're really doing. Do you have one? Do you want to do tit for tat?
Do I have one? Yeah, I do have one.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I was reading Nicole's message saying thank you. Her little daughter, Naomi, who's a young, I think Naomi's probably about 5 or so. She was excited that I'm her friend. So I'm going to say, hi, Naomi. Nicole, show her this. And somebody's watching from Hanford. Claudia, you're my neighbor. I'm about 20 minutes away. So I'm happy you joined us. Yeah, the story that I was going to tell you, it came from Minneapolis as well, from Longfellow. And the communities were cleaning up. They had come back after the riots on Friday, and on Saturday morning, community members just started gathering with trash bags by the truckload and brooms and shovels. And they ended up getting 25,000 bags of food delivered. Yeah, 25,000. I can tell you that's tremendous.
Yeah.
Because, go ahead.
No, I was just saying that's great. A lot of that's going on around the country.
Right.
People they're not posting all these news stations they're posting the local news. But if you go around, you look, there's a lot of cities and towns that have these protests and marches and everything else. And people are there coming together in city to city across the U.S.
I think, Greg Crane's telling us amazing how people can get along in a one-to-one situation. Yet it seems groups, regardless of the dynamics of the members, can be manipulated. And it's true. It's kind of like a cancer or a wave. where you can change the tide, but you can also change it for the better. It just takes a few voices to stand up and start being an example, because the thing is people are going to be led by your example. And I love the stories of, there's a lot being shared on social media, and my Fresno friends, Nicole's one of them, she can attest to this. There was a screenshot of a tweet that went out that there was going to be a protest, a BLM protest in River Park, which is a major shopping center in Fresno. They were specific about where to meet in front of a certain restaurant, and what specifically naming the stores that they want, the time, which was supposed to be yesterday, the date, and the stores that they were going to loot and hit first and make their way to Fashion Fair, which is the mall that's in Fresno. And yesterday afternoon, in fact, one of my friends, Michael Maxwell, had taken pictures. Hundreds, if not 1,000 people went there to protect the businesses of River Park. They were peacefully gathered. There was nothing that went on.
Yeah.
There wasn't any looting, but they just stood there together as one body saying, we need to stop.
I seen video of that in Minneapolis, where these people, looters, are coming. They're coming to break the windows. If people get out there, and more people join in, the protesters who are protecting these businesses.
Right.
Because that's their community. That's the store that their mother goes and shops at, or their grandmother, or their, them to feed their kids. Because when they need milk, they don't have to drive out of town to go get milk, right? I can go right down there to the store that's right here. That's why I moved here, right? I mean, but hey, Cheryl, how are you? Nicole Larvey, is she speaking to you? Her eyes were bulging.
That's her daughter Naomi, and I want to tell you that you are on Talk with the very handsome and chivalrous, kind, intelligent, and then this guy David Lofi, and me. I'm filling in for Shanti. I'm Tanya. I hope that you join us on YouTube, subscribe, like the channel. Please go onto our website. It's very easy, very quick. Just join the website, and you can be in on all the mentorship and all of the table topics and all of the great things that are going on the website. And hopefully you're already a member of the main Talk group. We have other offshoots. There's a lot going on at Real Talk.
We're going to have our calendar in there soon. We're going to have social events coming up. We have one we're trying to do for June. If anybody in California likes the beach, wants to hang out with all these.
Who doesn't like the beach? Isn't that why we live in California?
That you say things to on the Facebook Talk page. You can meet him in person.
Right.
And me too. And Tanya, she says she's going.
I'm going. So, that might be a deterrent.
What's that?
I said that might be a deterrent.
No, I think you'd want to come.
It's a good thing. Yeah. One of the good stories that came out after all the destruction, was right there in your hometown in Bakersfield, where they had defaced a memorial, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And community went out there and they cleaned it up, and then they protected it, right? This wasn't their memorial, but they took ownership because they know that this is not what they want to present. This is not what they want, the remembrance that they want. That at some point we need to pick ourselves up by the bootstraps.
Yeah. And there's a lot of people who are coming up and turning up against these looters, getting the looters and the rioters out of there, because that's not what this isn't about. I mean, if you're doing this for the right thing, if you want to say, hey, I'm looting for the right reason, then you should be taking everything that you're looting and throwing it away and not keeping it. Right? If you're doing it for the right reason, throw it away, because you didn't do it because you did it for actions against what happened to George. What that piece of crap? Can I say that? Did.
You said that.
I think.
So tell us how you really.
I think it's already said. So I was going to use some more flavorful words, but
This isn't uncensored, David.
I did not want to hurt your delicate ears.
Thank you.
But this is going on. These protests where they're stopping protesters. There's stories in Santa Monica, New York, Minnesota,
Washington, D.C., California,
yeah, all over where, people are going, hey, not in my town, not my city. This is where I live. This ain't going to happen. And that's good. I mean, these are amazing stories of some of these people really coming out to help people clean up after, maybe the windows and everything were busted out, because that's their whole livelihood. They've worked it their whole life. It's
and it's not just their livelihood, but think about this. Even my young teenage boy understood that all of that destruction, they're going to have to pay for it. And I hear people saying, oh, well, they have insurance.
yeah,
That doesn't necessarily mean that they have looters insurance or that they have insurance that will
right.
cover that. Just like
Yeah.
you have to buy flood insurance, right? It doesn't just come in your homeowner's insurance.
Right.
So
Mhm.
they may not
That's
have
right.
coverage for that.
They
And
may
some
not.
of that's going to be taxpayer funded.
A lot of it
so-
is, and if
yeah.
we look at it at all costs, the insurance in general, we all pay for that. Because what happens?
Absolutely.
Insurance goes up. You know what happens to those businesses in those areas that looting went on? The insurance in that area goes up because
Absolutely.
the insurance company looks at it as a higher risk.
Absolutely.
And that's the downside of this, is that those people don't win. Even they get beat up again by a system that's, it's not, and it's, what do you do? I mean, what do those people do?
Right.
I'm so glad there's so many people standing up against people destroying or destructing things that it's not gonna cost.
Right.
It's gonna cost everyone, and it's gonna cost people in that community the most.
Yeah, it's absolutely. I wanted to read this that Claudia was saying the more in the body and the stronger we are. The more there are in the body, the stronger we are. And Cheryl Garbert was living across from Fashion Fair, and she was happy that they didn't hit it and get looted. And you're right. I was so happy to see all those people that had come together. Kelly's birthday is Monday, so you'll definitely get a happy birthday. Our moderator, Jessica Lynn's really great about
She's
celebrating. Yeah, she is on it for everybody's birthday. And Catherine, how sweet you are. I love Catherine. She says, Tanya, you're amazing. You represent the point that most people think. Daniel, your brother, said the looters and rioters talked about coming to Florence. We let them know that we were locked and loaded and they were not welcome. And that's a good thing. Let them know. Listen, give them a warning. That's
the locks on my door are not to protect me.
Correct.
Just so you know.
And Catherine also, Catherine Miller is always giving out love. She said, David, you say whatever you want. It is so real. You are amazing. Now, we have to tell you that Catherine wrote.
Is that good?
She's a sweetheart.
I can say whatever I want.
Yeah. And Audra, same for her community. They're coming together. They're really letting the looters know that, hey, you are not welcome here. And Richard said, any business that is hit will have to pass on the cost to their customers. Business 101.
That's it.
Absolutely, 100%.
If they stay in business. We just went through an event with this COVID thing. They've been out of business for 2-3 months. Right. Now they're coming back. They're opening up their store. And people taking advantage. I mean, hey, people paint this. I see stuff painted so differently. I'm just like, hey, but
the good news is that, like you and I, when we were researching this, although we didn't see as much offerings as articles that there should be, they are out there. And people, we've seen it with our own eyes. People are getting fed up. This is their community. Yeah. This is where they live. They didn't move here because they wanted all of this violence and destruction. This is not where they want to live.
They want to raise their families.
Absolutely. They're putting a stop to it. And honestly, there's more people that are against it than are for it. It's just they're just now coming together and realizing, hey, if we speak as one body, we can put a stop to this. We can be the voice to crack the darkness. We can be the voice to stop the violence.
That's right.
Yeah.
And that's, and who's watching that? Who's watching that? Those little kids are watching that.
100%.
Right?
100%.
They're learning from this and going, hey.
Yeah. They're gonna learn coping skills. They're gonna learn, interpersonal communication. They're gonna learn about relationships, how to deal with people, and they're also going to learn that sometimes, we may not cause the damage, but that doesn't mean that we're hands off and saying, hey, it's not my problem.
Right. Come and help. Yep.
Yeah, that's a sense of community,
community and a sense of as humanity, as a human.
Absolutely.
We're supposed to help our brothers and sisters, right? So. Claudia says, love, light, and blessings to both of you and those protecting the neighbors.
Amen. That's right.
So
there was a story I was going to tell you, heard on the radio. I was listening to, I think it's Caleb, Spirit 88.9 or whatever the Christian radio station is. And there was a story out of Illinois where the community had come together after riots to clean up. And there were so many people on the streets that they literally didn't have enough space for everybody that wanted to clean up. So some of the people left and got water and refreshments for those that were
right.
cleaning. Yeah, and they did this whole like, okay, helping the helpers kind of thing because
Yeah.
they wanted to get it done.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right. And get this work together. Everybody putting
yeah,
this
lead
thing
by
together,
example.
fixing this problem, fixing this issue, that we don't have to go through these things again, that we don't have to go through, that we can really sit down. I hope that they get to like a group, like a task force thing they made, right? Like the COVID
Right.
task force. Get a task force together, get a group of people, get both sides, put them together, start talking about what the issues are, start fixing those things from within, and stop doing it from trying to look on the outside and figure out what's going on. You need people who are there, so Joseph Garrison Quick.
Yeah.
Hey, you two. I'd love to have you on my podcast as a panelist. A panelist? I've never been asked to be a panelist. We've been doing Facebook Live discussions talking about what's going on the last 5 days, and it would be great to have you two on. Yeah, actually, it's usually me and Shanti, but
I'm just a fill-in. I'm sorry. I'm the understudy.
you can message us on Facebook, and we'll see what's going on here. Kelly Lou says we need to be an example. We do. And
100%.
Example. When we lead by example, other people follow in that same example. It's very easy to do, and it's a human nature for us to do. It's natural for us to do that.
Yes.
That people. There's always this side.
Well, and sometimes, honestly, people don't necessarily know what to do. It's almost like they're paralyzed with, there's so much going on, they don't physically know what to do until they see somebody, and then the little light bulb goes off and they see a spark, and it's like, yes, I can do that. And I think that, honestly, I cannot imagine what I've seen in people talking and wanting to come together and put a stop to this, that anybody would be against helping their community get back to some normalcy, some safety.
Right.
Yeah.
Rebuild those communities, put that stuff together. I want to see that, and I'm there. Yeah. I'm in.
Yes, you are.
Ready to go, right? So, Kelly Lewis, yes, it was amazing. Love, Spirit.
I'm sure it's Spirit.
Anyways, Daniel Lofi says, we are not born to hate. We are born to love and only taught hate. Yep. We need to teach and preach love. We do. Absolutely. Choose love again. And that's again, not just I choose love, choose it again and again and again. Sometimes we get sidetracked. So that's what that's about. So Stanley Blake says, who's the hot chick, David?
You have a hot chick?
He's talking about you.
Me?
Yeah. Looks like, put your number there, Stanley.
And
why don't you just like, well, you don't ever get your number. Anyways, you're on Talk with David Lofi and I almost said Shanti Niven, Tanya Riggs. And we're talking tonight about what's going on in this nation right now. Not the old issue, COVID. We're on to this big issue right now, going about what's going on here with George Floyd and what happened and what people are doing and the good that we see, people doing to help each other in this, to help as one, unite, come together and make a real change. I almost used an F word. But that's how I kind of amped up about this thing.
I see that.
Turned out, So, anyways, Joser Garrison Quick says Shanti was on a couple of days. Okay, I think you were going to invite me. She should give me my number.
Yes.
On a couple of days ago, she gave me your number, David. Yep. And I sent you. I didn't get the text. Can you send it again? Maybe she gave you the number wrong. If you want to hit me up on Messenger, I'll gladly do that. I'll gladly go on your show and let's fix some things, man. Let's get some stuff done. Yes, humanity needs to be known by small actions and spread to what God made us to follow, regardless of our color. So I think, Shanti Niven, who's that?
She's a celebrity. She's my friend, my personal friend. I'll introduce you.
You know her?
I do know her.
Can you get
my eyes are bulging.
Autograph?
I have her book.
Rioters, looters are just criminals operating under the guise of protesters. They are opportunists who give people a bad name. They are, the news.
Absolutely.
In any, they're like, oh, hey, do this. But what are they filming? It's just terrible. So anyways, I I love all heartwarming stories coming out, and we'll keep my focus on them. Yep.
That's
We
right.
want to like start working together and fixing some stuff and making some stuff happen. Tired of this. So choose lovely every day. Or love every day, not lovely. Sorry. She also said, Kelly Lewis also says, even his relatives came out and said, stop the hate.
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
Just it takes one little tiny drop of one little tiny act of kindness. And if you think about this, it's almost like a rippling effect. So for years, people have done the pay it forward, right? You're in Starbucks, or like in my case, I happen to be in the Habit, and you pay for the person who's behind you. And so then it kind of does this little rippling effect, right? Then the next person pays, the next person pays, and it goes on and on.
I bought groceries. I mean, all the whole grocery thing of one was standing there with their kids. I was like, hey, let me get your groceries. I bought her all of her groceries. Like, really? I'm like, yeah. And she's like, thanks, because I really was on my last, bill. I really just came out, but helping people out, man.
Right. And it's a rippling effect. So when you see these pictures and stories of people linking arms and standing hand in hand, or hugging each other, or just standing shoulder to shoulder, because they are one body united in a purpose that is bigger than these criminals, like Shanti was saying, these criminals that want to create, and wreak havoc. We're not going to have it. We're awake, we are realizing what's going on, and that's not the community that we want to live in. And when I talk about community, I don't mean necessarily our own tiny little town. I mean globally, our community. Globally. Claudia was saying,
everybody's marching across this nation. Everybody in this nation agrees.
Right.
This is some effed up.
David.
And
so
I'm going to stop saying this is some fudge stuff, they say.
Exactly.
Claudia said I could use the word fudge. This is some fudge stuff. And I'm tired of the fudge and fudge. Catherine Miller says, David, I choose love like you. Choose love.
Yeah.
Man. And it's hard sometimes. I'll tell you, I went through some crap. Stuff. I'm so cussy right now. I don't know.
Why?
I need some soap in my mouth or something. Right. I don't know. But
Eric, take a drink of water. Rinse out your mouth. Take a drink of water.
My water.
Yes. Catherine said, David, I choose love like you. And she does. Catherine Miller is one of the sweetest, nicest, most complimentary and genuine people. She really does. And we need more people like her. And Travis Compton said, hi, Tanya and David. Good to watch you both. Nice to see you. Happy you're tuning in. Claudia, I love that she's sharing all of this. Hey, can we be working ants with two legs making waves? I've done that, Tanya. And that's great. Because again, one body can do so much, but when you're 2 and 3 and 4 and however many deep, you just spread the work and spread the love.
Yeah, the amazing thing is about this whole thing is I just want to spread the word that there are tons of good people out here. It's not like news. It's like 20 people running and do something, whatever. No, there's everybody. These parades, these groups, they're humongous. They're large. These are good people who are protesting for a good efforts to make change, to fix this, problem.
Right.
Yeah, and that's it's just amazing, and that doesn't get as much. I guess it just doesn't sell newspapers, right?
No.
So Daniel says, "Well, gotta go, David Lofi. Have a 6:45 tea time." Oh, you got time, dude. Keep up the good work and love and spread the love. Love you, brother. All right, brother. Love you too.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Lee says, with all of the people filling the streets, what happens to all the efforts towards social distancing? That's a whole nother factor. You know what? People came out, they're wearing their masks, everything else. What is it? 6 feet and the mask, or 6 feet?
No, it's mask? Either or.
Either or. I don't wear a mask.
Yeah, I don't either.
It's my time. It's my time.
Yeah. That's a whole other topic for a whole nother day.
Right. Stop denigrating fudge. Oops.
Jessica Lynn, hi.
Hey, Jessica. We were talking about you.
We were talking about you. Kelly Lewis has a birthday on Monday, so we'll be waiting for the happy birthday.
The birthday cake.
For her. Yep, the birthday cake.
Richard says, I cannot use the word, I cannot put down fudge anymore.
Okay.
I'm running out of words.
You can say fantastic. It's fantastically.
Fantastico.
Fantastically. Yes.
Fantastically.
Fantastically. Or freaking. Or
Freaking fantastic.
finality. All those wonderful F words. Yeah, don't put down fudge. So,
Facebook.
Facebook. No, well, it's becoming a bad word, let me tell you.
I can't think of times, right?
Food. All our favorite F words.
Favorite F word.
And on to the next subject.
There we go. Let's go on. So let's talk about some of these things where these you see a lot of police officers coming to these groups, kneeling, coming in there, working with these people, walking with them, trying to show them, hey, this is an opportunity for all sides to get together and start
100%.
talking, start working on a solution that works forever.
Right.
That
100%.
ends this. And like I was saying, get the police, get BLM, get these guys, get them all together.
Working together.
Talking.
There was actually a story of that where, and I wish I had pulled it up, but the BLM had organized in a park that they were going to have a riot, and they were met with community leaders and the police, and they sat down and ended up having like a hot dog roast, a barbecue, and sat down and talked.
There you go.
And had some dialogue and some communication. Absolutely. They're giving you F words, David.
Four.
Freak. 4
is one for David.
Yeah.
Is it actually FORE?
Yes, it
or
is.
Is it
it's golf?
Four?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess so, because it's like watch your forehead. Right?
Watch your forehead.
It must be. It's spelled like for.
Remind me not to go golfing.
The head, right? You're missing the head on it. You got the 4.
Yes. Remind me not to go golfing.
I think that's probably how it started. Watch. The guy is like, watch your 4. He never heard it. He never watched it. He never heard head. He's knocked out. Anyways, in Fargo, North Dakota, an officer was seen clasping hands with protesters, organizers, while they're holding up signs and reading, "We are one race, the human race. We are," so I think this is good stuff. There's a lot of good stuff, a lot of good people trying to get stuff going. Like Martin Luther King, I dream too, man. Well, that's what I want.
I want to tell everybody remind them that you're on Talk with David Lofi and Tanya Griggs, filling in for Shanti Niven, the understudy. I am the understudy. And I hope that you are sharing this, that you are liking our page, that you're subscribing to the YouTube channel, and most importantly, that you're going to our website and signing up for the website. I think it's maybe 3 pieces of information. Click, and now you're on there, and you have all kinds of resources at your fingertips at realtalktalk.com.
Real resources. Well,
real resources.
Working on more resources. We're working on it. We've got a little team of guys working here.
I love that Shanti is chiming in. It makes me feel good. So she says, I think that COVID created the perfect storm, and that the anger we see has come out of isolation and frustration. And I think that you have hit it on the head. I would venture a guess that almost everybody would agree. The isolation, the anxiety, the stress, the depression, the real depression. I'm going to try to get through this without crying. I 2 weeks ago lost somebody, a friend, to suicide. And I do think that it did create the perfect storm for all of this, that people just are on the edge. So Shanti, you're right. And Travis said, hang on, David, if it's your time, it's your time. When I went to the hospital and was there 3 days later, they called and said I had tested negative, but I went and had an antibody test, and that test came back positive. So essentially I had a false negative test initially. It was the worst I felt in my life. So based on my experience, I do worry about the protesters not social distancing. I would hate for any of them to experience what I went through.
I went through it too. Now I went and got tested too a month afterwards. Now you can't tell me what I went through wasn't what I had was COVID. I mean, I had all the symptoms, just started sweating out of just standing there and started sweating, difficulty breathing. That went on for like 3 weeks and longer. wasn't even completely even longer. So, and I tested negative a month after I had the symptoms, which I probably need to go get the other test. And I don't want anybody to go through it either.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, I hope to test positive than to go get a vaccine. That's my personal opinion. I don't really want the vaccine. I'm really like, hey,
So
body is right. Conversation changing. And
we're
Daniel says,
not talking about COVID though, but your brother said, I love that he's going to keep the audio on in his cart and listen in. I appreciate your support, Daniel. I totally feel absolutely welcome. And now I feel like I'm on the next rung. Like I'm on phase 2 now. So thank you. They're all watching. What?
phase 2.
Yeah, because phase 1 was him saying that he liked me too. Phase 2 is now he likes me enough that he's going to listen on the audio. Right?
Yeah.
Like I must not have that much of an annoying voice.
Kelly Lewis says a beautiful girl was killed by a convict that was let out because of COVID. She was a friend. That's terrible.
And I think she's talking about Heather Maciel. It was there was actually 2 Heathers that were killed in Tulare. Heather Maciel was killed after the escaped convict had killed another young lady, and it's very sad. But again, that's a whole nother conversation. That's a whole nother topic, a whole nother show. Right now, we want to focus on what's good because everybody has been focusing on the negativity and the media is swaying that way. So let's think about all the things that we've seen about people coming together, neighbors coming together, strangers coming together and helping each other out.
Right. Because you're watching the news and you're seeing this and you're seeing, 5 different people doing bad things does not mean the rest of the world's that way.
Amen.
There are a lot of good people out there in all over this country, in multiple neighborhoods, everywhere, so there's a lot of good people out here.
Coming together, cleaning up, bringing food, taking out trash, protecting businesses.
Other people in our neighborhood, protecting the businesses, right? I mean,
and honestly, developing relationships, getting out there and knowing each other and developing relationships. Because I will tell you, as a victim of a crime, and I think Shanti and anybody else who has been a victim of a crime, whether it's robbery or kidnapping, that they tell you if you can make a personal connection with your abductor or the person who is trying to rob you, that they're less likely to create a violent act. And they want you to make that personal connection. And that's, I think, one of the reasons that we really need to develop a sense of community with our neighbors, get to know the people that we live around, get to know others. Absolutely, communication. Because then maybe, if you think about it and you are so angry and you're a looter, I would imagine that you are going to be less likely to attack somebody that you personally know or that you know their name or you've seen them or said hey and high five them. You're going to go to the next guy because you have no connection and there's a disconnect there. And so we need to create that, have those dialogues with people and create that sense of community.
Right. In every case, police brutality is the same thing, has been happening. You have protests, you destroy stuff. So they might destroy ourselves and let another way. So this person's trying to get people, encouraging them not to, educate them about, how to protest, what to do, how to get this thing, how to fix this. And, let's switch it all up is what he's saying. So I just kind of caught that one off side there. Claudia says, no sad or negative. Let's focus how to turn this negative mess into a positive. Let's make this positive. Let's fix this issue forever.
100%.
Okay. Anyways.
I just read Shanti's comment. Thank you, Shanti.
She said something to you?
How
come she's only talking to you and not me?
Well, because I think she's addressing a comment that I made about I'm just the understudy. So Shanti said, Tanya, you are not just an understudy. You are a brilliant, talented. Okay, it feels weird reading a comment about myself. And beautiful woman, you're doing such a great job in my place. Thank you. I love you. And I love you too. Thank you for having faith in me.
Yeah. So the spot where this happened with George Floyd is now a memorial. And his brother, Terrence, went there. And Gianna, I believe that's his daughter's name. It's a father. Very sad.
tragic. And
Yeah.
the family, and one of the Talk members had mentioned that the family, and she's right, the family is calling for an end to the violence because it's not doing anybody any good. It's just perpetuating the hate that actually was, I think, the underlying cause for which led to his murder. So we've got to be a good example as far as coming together and remaining positive, because that's the only thing that's going to drive it out.
Right. I heard the rest of the other officers today. In fact, actually, I'm kind of thinking they should have got those EMTs too, because he checks the guy's pulse, and then he didn't tell. I'd go up there and tell that guy, get the hell off this guy's neck. You might pull up. What are you doing? Right?
Yeah.
That's how I'd be. But I don't know. But I am a martial artist, so I know.
Well,
Maybe he doesn't know that. That's.
I'm not necessarily in this. No, I'm not speaking directly to this incident that happened, but there are a lot of times where people, they don't realize that they have a voice because maybe they have tried to speak up before and either been dismissed or reprimanded. And in those kinds of positions, and it doesn't necessarily have to be law enforcement. Let me tell you, I am a big supporter of the badge, and I back the blue 100%, and I will never put them down. However, there are places where they have struggled to be able to voice injustices that they see within themselves, within their own ranks. And it needs to start from the ground level up. It needs to be that the young officers that are coming in need to be reminded and encouraged and supported that they should speak out for those injustices. Even if somebody comes against them, they need to, I think it's one of those, if they speak up once and they're put down, then they might be quiet. Again, I'm not speaking necessarily to this incident. I'm just saying that these are some of the steps that we need to take where people realize that when they see an injustice, and that includes rioting and looting or whoever it's creating, that they need to be able to speak up, but never always from a place of love. Because I will tell you, you can catch more flies with honey than you can with vinegar. And so if you come at somebody accusatory and yelling and full of bile and venom, they're going to tune you out. They're not going to listen.
Well, I think that's another thing that should be looked at. I mean, if somebody, there should be like an amnesty or some place where somebody can go and, like, not amnesty, what do you call that box where people can put secret message in?
Anonymous?
Well, it's anonymous, but don't they call it, isn't there a box they
have?
Oh,
a suggestion? A suggestion
maybe a suggestion box, I don't know.
Okay.
But they have a box that you don't have to, you're anonymous, right? But you put your message in, whatever it might be. Protecting those people when they see something, and then, I don't know, maybe, and they probably have that. I mean, I don't know, but Joseph says in LA, black and brown people have been pitted against each other for so long. But what I personally saw at the protest in Van Nuys were brown people protesting with passion, yelling Black Lives Matter. It was so powerful. The unity between the two groups at the protest was transformational. I believe it. And that's what we need. We need all transformation through all of this. We need to put an end to this. I mean, this is just, I feel. But Lori Hayward says, how do we change our media? How can we get our media to be fair?
Well, that's going to be like a 5-part series.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I just, I'm the wrong guy to ask that because I have an opinion about the media. Anyways, you are on Talk with David Lofi and the lovely Tanya Griggs. Don't forget to catch our YouTube page. We're actually going to be doing a Twitch page here soon. Subscribe, like, and share on our YouTube. Don't forget to invite your friends here on Facebook. We got a lot of great conversations going on, different opinions. We're talking about love a lot of times. And don't forget to join our site, realtalktalk.com. We've got some tools in there. We're coming up with more tools. We're working on stuff. We're trying to put stuff together as quickly as we can. So join us.
And that's going to be the place to really get to know everything that's going on. If you want to be in the know for Real Talk Talk, you need to go to the website. Absolutely. Free to join.
When we get the calendar going, we start talking about the socials and stuff like that. Those events are going to be in there.
Right.
The reason that, one of the reasons we want you to sign up is the fact that we're going to have your email. Now, we're not going to share, sell, whatever, your email, but it's a way for us to contact. Facebook used to be able to allow people to be able to contact your group where we weren't able to, you know, so this gives us a way for people to contact us, to contact people about
Oh, you froze. Is that me?
Ding dong! I am back.
Woohoo!
Right?
Back.
We lost. Did we lose our messages? Our chat?
No, but I think that one thing that we love to do on the Talk show is we love to play games. And I think, Ellie, you have a game that you're going to do with us. Hopefully you're listening and you have the text messages ready, Ellie. And we didn't lose anybody.
Right?
I'll as we're waiting for Ellie to get started.
It says we're live on Facebook still. Man,
okay.
That was.
Yeah, you just totally froze. It was like, David, you're talking too much. Freeze.
I'm back. Yeah. I went on one of those crazy rants Shanti talks about.
What I wanted you to freeze with this like crazy look on your face so I could take a screenshot really fast. Create a meme. Yes.
So that'll be interesting. I'll go back and watch my. Did I have a crazy look?
I don't remember. I thought it was me, so I was like trying to.
My crazy I heard you go, is it me? And then you froze, and I went, yeah, it's you. But you didn't get to hear that. Turns out it was me.
It was you. So.
Oh, well, hey.
Ellie, we're ready to play that game, and what we're going to do. Let's see if she's texting me or you. So what we're going to do is Ellie is going to give us. Oh, so she's already started. Ellie gave me a word, and I have to describe this word to David, and he has to try to guess it. Now, I'm hoping that he's going to take this seriously because when we were doing a practice run, I don't think he was taking this seriously. I was trying to describe this to Ellie, and I said, it's a little bit like the $20,000 pyramid or $100,000 pyramid. And she goes, I don't know what that show is. And so I totally aged myself.
Yeah, what is that show? Anyways, I've never seen that.
Well, I'm a little bit older than you, remember? It's this game show like we're going to play right now.
Okay.
Okay, are you ready? And you know what? I would love for the talkers, if they can guess what it is, to type it in. And Ellie, you know which one it is, so just give us the name or whoever it is that says it first.
2-1. All
right.
right.
Ready?
It is 6:55. We better go.
Okay, here we go. Okay, so you go inside of me to look at the Mona Lisa and the statue of David and Whistler's mother and all these wonderful.
Museum?
Yes.
Any particular one?
You got it.
The Louvre?
No, you got it. It was museum. It was museum.
But I don't think. Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Oh, did I get mine now? I got mine.
You get yours.
Let's see what we got here.
Or maybe she's giving them all to me. Okay.
Yeah, she seems to be giving them to you.
Okay, you ready? I have another one. Okay, you ready?
Go ahead.
So this is going to be fast.
Go for it.
So I'm great big and I'm in the water and I have a blue one, a humpback one, an orca one, a sperm one.
You're a whale? A sperm one? I could have gone a whole nother direction with the stuff you're bringing up, but this is the clean, loving, honest.
You said the F word.
I did not say that. I said
several F words.
Dude, I said Facebook.
Yes.
All right, let's do it.
You a word?
She didn't give me one. I think you still got another one.
No, I have two.
Oh, here we go. We go.
Okay.
Let's see. You can go inside me. Come on, get your mind out of the gutter. Sit down. Most people come inside me on Sunday.
Church.
That's it. You got it.
Okay, are you ready? I got one.
Okay.
Okay. So most people think I'm yellow, but I could be checkered, and I charge you as I drive you around. You hail me. Huh?
Lyft.
No. And
Uber.
No. And I have like a window to shut you out, and I turn the meter on, and sometimes I wear a hat. It was a show with Danny DeVito.
That show
and
is called
Tony-
Taxi. Those things don't
Yes.
exist anymore.
Yes.
I only know what the Taxi is because I saw it on a
What-
show called Taxi. Do those even?
It was a great show.
Yeah, I went to New York before Uber and Lyft, and there were taxis like everywhere. But
Okay.
as soon as Uber and Lyft, there was not in Manhattan.
wasn't any.
It was not the same.
Well, I didn't
Yeah,
come up with the
very
word. Ellie
much
did.
fewer. What's
Okay.
that?
Did she give you another word? Because she gave me one.
She gave you one?
Did she give you one?
Oh, I didn't see it. 1 minute. Let me see. I do have a word.
Okay.
Oh, you know what she is giving me? She was giving me words. All right. I lived a long time ago. You often find my bones and my eggs laying around.
A dinosaur?
There you
A
go.
fossil? Did I get it?
Don't call me a fossil or a dinosaur, but let's go on next.
Me or you?
Do you have one?
I have one.
Go ahead.
Okay, I'm pink and I stand on one leg and I have these skinny little legs and it bends backwards, but the other one is like
The
straight.
flamingo.
Yes,
Your kid said this was the dance,
that's flamenco.
and I call it the flamingo.
Oh,
At the Copa. No, anyways, let's see. It should make it a little bit tougher.
okay, go.
We all live in a.
Yellow submarine.
That's just submarine, but you can say yellow if you want.
don't have any.
I got one for you.
That's
Oh
okay.
no. Give me one. Go ahead.
Dude, I don't have any. I gave you all of mine.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
All of them? All
all
right.
of them.
So I often have a lot of patience.
A
And
doctor?
all right, come on. I was trying to like make it a little tougher, but yes, it's a doctor. Jesus.
Come on. I'm not an amateur.
You are not. You know what doctors
I know what that
have.
$100,000 pyramid
You
is.
know, right? You know the doctors
know.
have patience. That's,
Yes.
I mean, that's just brilliant.
Right?
All right, that was our show. We hope that you guys enjoyed about the love going on in this country where there's love and there's a uniting going on, and we're gonna fix this as people come together as we do this. This is it. I hope. I hope some really smart people come out of this and come at this and fix this problem. So, good night. Thank you for watching. As always, don't forget to like and invite and to people to our group, and don't forget to subscribe on our show. And we will see you guys next week, 6 p.m. here live on Talk Talk. And Shanti says she's thinking about showing up. So
He'll be there.
All they do is talk, talk. Talk, 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 talk. All they do is talk, talk. Talk, 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 talk. All they do is talk, talk.
bam.
Bye.